Hey friends, what's up? Phillip here with Points with Phillip, and I wanted to talk to you about something because I was watching a video with Rich with Points. If you haven't checked him out in his channel, he really does a great job of kind of going through and seeing the pros and cons of multiple cards and comparing them and figuring out which card is right for you. In fact, he has a website, which I'll actually link to in the description below. But he raised an interesting question in a recent video about what could be a good travel card, and he mentioned the Venmo card. And I started wondering, can the Venmo card be a good travel card? And the fact that, basically because I actually hold this card and I do use it somewhat regularly, I decided to look into it. So we're going to talk about whether or not the Venmo credit card can be a good travel card. But before we do that, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you'd like to get my videos as soon as I drop them, go ahead and hit that bell icon as well. Doing all of that helps YouTube and me know that what I'm doing is helpful for you guys, and that means that it can see more people, and that would really help me out and help other people out, so I really appreciate that. But now that that's done, let's get into whether or not the Venmo card can be a good card. So let's take a look at the top line. So there has no annual fee for this card. This card is issued by Synchrony Bank, so that can kind of be a bad thing about this card. Now, you don't actually need to really kind of do anything with Synchrony for this. Now, you need to apply for the card within the Venmo app. And so if you have the Venmo app on your phone, then you just have to go in through and you can actually apply for it directly. And you actually can't manage the card through the Synchrony app at all. So it actually is all managed through the Venmo app. And so that's kind of a big plus for me because the Venmo app, the Venmo card is actually available to sync with Max Rewards, whereas most Synchrony cards aren't. And so if that's important to you, then it's important. Now, here's the thing. So my Venmo credit card, I actually picked it up because I was targeted for a special sign-up bonus of $200 after $1,000 in spend over 3 months. And so this actually was kind of my key reason for getting the card. I got it last summer, and it was fun. $200 is $200, and so yeah, that's worth it for a sign-up bonus for a new credit card for me. Now, why would you want this card? So it kind of has a superpower in the multipliers. So in that it's solely a cashback card, so there's no real points that you're actually getting here, but it can actually kind of be a crypto credit card if you're interested in that. And if you're interested in learning more about other crypto credit cards, I'm thinking about doing a video, so just let me know in the comments below. But let's take a look now at what you earn. So if the multipliers are kind of the whole reason for carrying this card, what are they? So you earn 3% back on your highest spending category in any given month. Now you also earn 2% back on your second highest spending category, and then 1% back on everything else. So if you have a catch-all card, then you'll most likely just be targeting the 3% cashback category. And so that's actually pretty easy to do with this card. Now, the categories are auto-selected based on your spending patterns. So basically, you don't have to go in the app and say, I'm going to spend on groceries this month or something. It goes off of whatever category has the highest number, that's the one you're getting 3%. So you can kind of game this out a little bit by just spending in that one category on that card per month. So you can be deliberate about it, but you don't have to go in the app and kind of tell them that's what you're doing. They'll figure it out. Now, let's talk about the categories. So there is travel as a category, and that's kind of why we're talking about this as a video. There's also dining and nightlife as a separate category. Then there's entertainment as a separate category. Then there's groceries. And then there's bills and utilities. And so the groceries and the bills and utilities categories are most interesting to me. But we'll get into it. So now the grocery category includes big box retailers like Walmart, Target, and Costco. And you can use it at Costco because it's a Visa signature credit card. And so it is a Visa card. And so you can use this at Costco, and you can get 3% cash back at Costco, at Target, at Walmart, right? It's a nice card for that. And that's, one of the videos that I've done. You can watch that above. Now, let's take a look at the travel category. So let's see how this can work for us. So first, the usability. So it's a Visa card. So for those of you that are rocking American Express or Discover, you know that overseas it's kind of, unknown, right? Some people will take American Express. Some people definitely won't, right? And then Discover seems more limiting than that. They do have access to the Diners Club network, but Well, that's kind of limited too. So Visa is nice. It can be accepted anywhere. And another key aspect of this card is there are no foreign transaction fees, which is kind of rare for, kind of a bank that seems, like it could be on the more predatory side of things. So that's kind of important to note. So no foreign transaction fees. It's a Visa, so you can kind of expect it. If someone accepts a credit card, you can use this card there. Now, let's take a look at what is in the travel category. So this is kind of wide open, and that's kind of why Rich was talking about it, and that's why, I'm talking about it. So according to the site, it includes airfare and hotels, but it also mentions motels, resorts, cruises, and cabins. So it kind of is implied that Airbnb or Vrbo or something like that would work. Now, I haven't tried that as well, so if you have any data points, please let me know in the comments below. Now, so this means that you can earn 3% cash back when you book your hotels, your airfare, all with a no annual fee credit card. So in theory, right, this could work as your travel card. Now you can get your cash back directly into your Venmo card. So after your statement closes, they figure out what your highest spending category is and they award you into your Venmo balance. Now that does take a couple business days to process over. It's not an immediate thing. But that is nice. And so once it's in your Venmo balance, you can send it out to friends. You can deposit it in your bank account. You can do all sorts of things with it. And you can actually buy cryptocurrency within the Venmo app, which, I wouldn't recommend doing that. So speaking of things I wouldn't recommend, is this a good travel card and would I use it? So the short answer is no. I wouldn't use this as a travel card. And the reason why is because while there are good multipliers, and if you are team cash back, that can be good, but the thing is, there are no travel protections to speak of on this card. So it is a Visa signature card, but when I downloaded the Synchrony Bank Venmo credit card terms and conditions and Visa card benefits, there was no mention of travel or rental protection policies associated with this card. And so I looked through the entirety of the booklet that comes in just to double check, and I didn't see anything. So if I'm wrong, and there are, please let me know. But right now it seems like if you're going to access, travel, if you're wanting to be protected for your trip, then this is definitely not the card for you. Now, so here's the thing. You do have access to the Visa Signature Concierge Service, if that's something that's important to you, all your Anthony fanboys out there. And they also have access to their special Visa hotel collection thing as well. And again, there are people that really like that. Now, here's the thing too that I don't like about Synchrony. Now, Synchrony's process for handling disputes is for you as a customer to mail in dispute details to a PO box. And so that can be less than optimal as well. So that's kind of stressful as well. So now if it's not good for travel, and I don't think it is, despite the fact that it does earn, you can use this to earn 3% cash back on purchases that you don't normally count for others. So the utilities category is very interesting. So if you're paying your power bill, if you're paying your water bill or something like that, maybe you're not being able to earn. So you can earn up to 3% cash back on that. Now, so that's going to be more than a catch-all card, right? If you just paid for those on, say, the Capital One Venture card or, the Blue Business Plus through American Express, then, you're getting 2 points per dollar, but this gives you 3% back if you target that as your highest spend category. So that can be interesting, right? So it's also used in my wallet for getting cashback rewards at big box stores. Now, that's kind of the one thing that I'm most excited about using the Venmo credit card for, because 3% cashback guaranteed at Costco, at Sam's, at Walmart is kind of nice. Now, here's the thing. This kind of pales in comparison to the PayPal debit card. And again, the link will be above there. Because that gets 5% cash back on what now you have to pre-select that category, but you can select groceries, and groceries does include Costco, Walmart, Target, things like that. So the PayPal debit card, if you're interested in using the debit card, that does get more cash back. And so that could be helpful for you. Now, the PayPal debit card, at the end of the month, basically they deposit whatever reward you have into your PayPal balance. So it kind of works very similarly to the Venmo card. But this is a credit card, that's a debit card. So if you're kind of worried about spending your own money instead of someone else's, then maybe it's worth it to take that 2% hit and use the Venmo credit card. So anyway, that's kind of basically the reality of this card, right? So it is strong at certain things, but maybe other cards can be stronger. And again, no annual fee for that PayPal debit card. Now, who is this card good for? So it's definitely marketed towards younger people that are more likely to share bills in a restaurant or something like that. And they can Venmo each other. Like, there's a little QR code, so you just have to show someone your card, they take a picture of it, and then they can send you money directly, to split the cost of the bill or something. Now, the fact that there isn't a limit to cashback rewards or a cap each month or each quarter is kind of nice as well. And it's kind of unique for no annual fee credit card, so that could be nice. So it could be a good way to optimize unmet needs in your wallet, right? So that's kind of what I would use it for. You can definitely get some use out of the multipliers with travel, but well, it's not something that I would really recommend or want to do myself. And the reason why is because I do have other cards that do have travel protections, like the Ritz-Carlton card or the Platinum card, or even honestly, the Chase Sapphire Preferred has better travel protections, and that's also a Visa signature card than this card does. And that does have a $95 annual fee, but you do get access to, Chase Ultimate Rewards points, and that can be really helpful for you as well. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me on this little kind of adventure about figuring out if the Venmo credit card is a good travel card. I'm sure that you guys have reactions, so go ahead and drop those in the comments below. But thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you again until next time.